And these are the kinds of pillows that you can expect when you have not moved out and your mom likes to decorate for the summer. Hey guys, this is Nathan, or Boy Meets Baylor, and I'm so excited. I've never done something like this before, but because a lot of you guys have been messaging or texting me with questions about Baylor and life in general throughout the past few days, I thought, why not just make a video of your guys' questions and answer them right here. So we're gonna make this a little special for me because I brought these. These are brownies, if you don't know. And so for every question that I get to answer, I get a brownie point. So I get a bite of this delicious goodness. Let's do this. I got your questions right here, and I'm gonna answer them in the best way that I can, and hopefully we'll get to know a little bit about each other. And if this video works out, then maybe we can make another one sometime. So here we go. So today, just due to time, I'm only gonna do Instagram comments, those kinds of questions, and answer them right here. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so here we go. So Christian Yarbrough, I think that's how you say it, asks, how long have you been president of the whatever? What exactly happens in the whatever? So for any of you guys that have seen my profile or some of the stuff I post, the whatever is a brand new club. So I've been president, or my official title is the Lion Turtle, which was not my idea, but I think it fits. Since January, actually, this year was when I first came up with the idea and then founded the unofficial organization. But over the summer, we've been drafting up a constitution, getting some applications in, finding funding and faculty advisors. We're very serious about chartering this in October of this year, but you can expect us to be doing all sorts of fun stuff in the meantime. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. So I'm gonna put a link in the description for you guys to check out the website and see the video that we put together, and just trust me, it's an awesomely good time. So let's see here. Also, you took notes during speed friending. I'd love to hear about that. Okay, so I went to a really small private school. My graduating class, I did mention this in one of my articles, was 4 people, and I was the only guy. So if you come from that class and you are put on a bus with like 50 other students and your leaders are like, hey, for those of you guys probably remember this, your leaders are like, all right, now you're gonna meet people, stand up, rotate, do this sort of thing. So I got so nervous because I wanted to have a good first impression on every single person that I met. And so I knew that I needed to remember the things that they said, but there were so many people that I didn't want to get overwhelmed. And so I had my, the line camp notebook that you get during that week. And so because I had a window seat, I wasn't rotating around. So every time they would stand up and move, I would lean down and just really quickly scribble their first name, maybe where they're from. For some of them, I'd even write down what they were wearing, so that way I could maybe see them later that day and then call them by their name again, so I could remember it. I don't think anyone noticed, but now the secret's out. So thanks for that, Christian. Yeah. So okay, here we go. Brownie points from me. Okay, so here we go. Okay, hey Krupa, so I hope that's how you say it. Krupa asks, hey, how's your thesis? You're still doing the video game psychology in the classroom thing, right? Haha, that sounds really cool, and I don't know how you came up with something that creative. Do you have any advice on how to get started on that, or any academic tips in general? Ooh, okay. So, first part's easy. Academic tips in general, I'll get to that. So, for those of you who don't know, my major is the business fellows, and I love it, but my main field of study that I like is something called actionable gamification. Yukai Chao, I think, here, I'll put the book right here, has this incredible book where he talks about how game developers over the past 25 to 50 years have mastered the art of keeping people hooked, in video games and online games and things like that, because of the way that they design their systems. Psychologically, you feel satisfied when you play them, because you get to play this epic hero and go on these quests and get coins and level up and buy things and equip yourself. There are all these little things that we don't use in the real world for education or public policy. And so my job would be to extrapolate those psychological themes and then put them into the classroom, or into rehabilitation programs, or into depression fighting clinics. It's amazing what we can do if we learn about what drives us, and games are really good at that. So that's what my thesis is on. How to get started on your thesis. Don't worry about it. For those of you who are in the honors program or the fellows are going to be doing a thesis, you will see things that you're really interested in over time. So let your classes show you where that goes, and you will find a professor that you really admire. That's the person you should ask way early, if you can, to be your advisor for that, so that you can start exploring different ideas. You will change your topic, by the way. It'll start to shift over time. So, finally, do you have academic tips in general? So I'm going to be writing a few articles in the future. There are a few that I'm really excited about. You're going to hear them first right here. One will be called The Elements of Homework Bending, which is an avatar-themed personality test that will teach you guys exactly the style in which you should schedule and tackle your homework for maximum success and minimum stress. I will also be talking a little bit about study locations and little tips and tricks and apps that you can use. So, you know, stick around here and you'll see a lot of that really helpful academic stuff. But honestly, Krupa, I think you're gonna kill it this year. So for all of you out there, don't worry, just know that you have more time than you expect to be able to do this work. And it's all about having the discipline to do that work. Let's see, brownie points. Okay. So, Denton. Okay, so Denton Wood, what's up, man? He writes, favorite place to study. We'll start there. Favorite place to study. For me, it's definitely the Armstrong Browning Library Atrium. So Armstrong is gorgeous. If you've been there, it's like booked so frequently on the weekends for weddings because it's so pretty. It's really close to the south side of campus. Like if you live in Memorial or Alexander or Allen, Dawson, it's right across the street there next to Waco Hall, where you'll have chapel. And so if you go in, you can go in at any time during like regular business hours, and it's just huge and open, and it's so echoey that like someone like me who likes to talk is forced to study and like not get distracted. So I'll go there whenever I really need to get work done. There are tons of great places though. There's the towers and the BSB. I love the garden area outside of the basement level of Moody Library. I have a few secret places, but I'm not going to tell you what those are because they're my places to study. So let's see here. Biggest regret of freshman year. You know what? I promise honesty here, and so my biggest regret of freshman year was failing to invest in the guy friends that were around me. I already told you that I didn't have any guys in my class in high school, and so it sounds weird, I didn't really know how to talk to guys. I knew how to talk to girls, and I was comfortable with that, but guys not so much. And so that really hurt me because I missed out on meeting some really great guy friends, and I invested in too many girl friends, which ended up being a problem at the end of that year. So biggest regret, maybe I'll talk a little bit more about that. It's a sensitive subject, but just know that it's something that I think about. So let's see here. And if you want to talk to me more about it, that's totally cool too. I'll have a private conversation with you. Let's see, most embarrassing thing you've ever done at Baylor. So this is funny because the whatever knows this story because we hosted an event called The Roast where we had a bonfire, we roasted marshmallows, and then we roasted each other. And I told my embarrassing story in which I groped a panda my freshman year. It's not as bad. Okay, it's not as bad as it sounds. It wasn't an actual panda. It was, I guess it was worse. This is a story I will probably tell at a later time. Just know that if you see a panda suit walking around, don't tell them that you know me, because they might not appreciate that. So, anyways, brownie points. Okay, here we go. So, Nick asks, what to expect at Welcome Week, and how hard is it to find classes? I assume you mean find your classrooms, like where you're gonna meet. Here's what you should expect at Welcome Week. It's pretty packed. There are a lot of events hosted by your residence halls and your Welcome Week small group leaders. You will be put together in small groups with people usually of your same major or accelerated program or first year seminar, whatever that happens to be. And you'll do a lot of things together, like convocation, where you'll be admitted officially to the academic class of 2019. Some really heartfelt and special things, and also some fun, crazy things. So just go along with the ride. You're gonna be asked to open up and invite other people in to live life with you, and that's what it's all about. They just want to welcome you to Baylor. So go to all the events that your Welcome Week leaders prepare you for and have fun with it. Let's see, how hard is it to find your classes? Not very. honestly. You'll spend a day kind of meandering around, and if you give yourself an extra 15 minutes to find your classroom, you're gonna be fine because you can just ask. Big tip, by the way, just ask. Find someone who doesn't look like a college student, or even, I mean, college students too, but like a professor or a teacher. You can just say, hey, how do I get to this place? They're gonna know. So I would suggest the day before classes begin, just walking around and seeing those things. Like for example, what I would do is from Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, I would like wake up, I'd go to my room, and then I'd walk straight to my first class, and then to my next, and then my next, and then back. And then I'd pretend I went to sleep, wake up again, and then do my Tuesday, Thursday set. It helps a lot. It kind of ingrains it into your head so that you don't miss out or mistakenly go to the wrong class, which I have done, but only once. So let's see here, Brownie. Okay, this video is getting kind of long, so maybe I won't be able to do all these questions. How intense are the football games? Best ways to meet new people. And thanks for the kind words afterwards. So that was written by Ryan. How intense are the football games?
24 unanswered points in the last 10.5 minutes. Let the party on the Brazos begin.
Do I need to say anything? Let's put it this way. The hype videos that you're seeing, Baylor no longer produces the hype videos because they have so many alumni and fans that make the hype videos for them. They're not financed by the college. Like that alone should tell you just how hype it is. We want to take the clips and add a Jurassic World soundtrack to it.
We have an asset out of containment.
Baylor students know that this is the rise, right? Starting with RG3 and Art Briles and going all the way through Nick Florence, Bryce Petty, now Seth Russell, and the Big 12 winning teams of the last 2 years. Oh my gosh, things can only get better somehow. And football has had a huge part in raising Waco kind of out of obscurity. How cool is that? So yes, the games are intense. Wear closed-toed shoes for the love of all things good. And just be ready because it's gonna be loud, it's gonna be hype, and even if you don't like football now, trust me, you will. Today I saw a post 2 years ago from me saying I was shocked how much I fell in love with football once I got to Baylor. So you would be surprised. Best ways to meet new people. So I know that girls and guys do this differently. If you're a guy, I just highly I know that if you're a guy, you just need to go and do things. Experience life by joining a few clubs, or not even joining, just visiting, you know, going and trying crazy things. And I think with guys, if you're doing stuff together, you're growing closer. I think with girls, they're more likely to just be willing to talk. But I seriously encourage you to go out of your way kind of ahead of time to find out when people's lunch and dinner breaks are, because being able to eat in the same dining halls is an awesome opportunity to get to know people sincerely. So, you know, be courageous. If you haven't, check out my small talk video because it really helps with getting confident and understanding the value in those conversations, and you're gonna kill it, man. Ryan, I think you're gonna have a good freshman year. So this next one comes from Kelsey. I'm just gonna assume it's Kelsey, and she writes, she's gonna be class of 2020, awesome. Where should I take my friends and family when they're in Waco, or things on campus to show them? So I think people that fall in love with Baylor's campus really love the fountains by the BSB. I mean, they're awesome, they're gorgeous. I guess this year there's gonna be an even bigger fountain put in, a $7 million one to be precise, and I can't wait to see that. I seriously think that some of the best places to see the new stadium is gorgeous. The riverfront, there's a marina. You might be able to go in and try out some of that stuff there. In Waco, ooh, you know, I'm gonna have an article completely dedicated just to restaurants, but I think there are some really cool places to visit in Cameron Park, Lover's Leap, Circle Point. Those are really cool. And you can always hit up some of the downtown areas, the Elequin building, the suspension bridge, and all that cool stuff. So classic Baylor Waco things, I know, but they're getting prettier with the addition of LED lights to the highway bridge, and it's just Baylor's turning into something pretty spectacular, and I hope that your family enjoy Waco when you come to visit. Okay, and finally, Anna says, how does being a ridiculous optimist work out for you? Do you find that it helps things actually work out better? Do you find yourself being disappointed? Or do you feel like being an optimist is actually kind of like being a realist, like things are actually awesome? Effects on your faith? Wow. Good question. So I have answered this question before actually, and for me, I'm the combination of two things. I am super critical, like nonstop. I'm thinking about the ways in which I can make the world better, things that I find wrong with it. But here's the cool thing, I'm also a ridiculous optimist, which means that I am always hopeful about the ways in which we can make it better. I don't just see the problems and then just like dwell on it. That's why I'm always moving, I'm always active, doing things like making videos and writing blog posts and interacting with students. So it gives me a level of confidence that helps me make friends. It gives me the crazy ambition to try these really cool visions and dreams, and sometimes it disappoints because, you know, I'm trying to do too many things at once and I realize that I'm just one guy and that I need to be willing to step back from a few things. Effects on my faith. My optimism sometimes makes me believe that I can do everything on my own without God. It's a point, I guess it's combined with pride in that sense, but one of the things I've had to learn is to do less and listen more. It's a huge weakness, it's a huge challenge for me to be able to pursue, but besides that, the optimism obviously gives me hope of a future and gratitude and appreciation for the sacrifice that Christ made for me. So I really appreciate that question, so thank you for that. Okay, so that is all the questions that I have from Instagram from the most recent post. If you like this video, I guess just comment below with other questions you may have. If you messaged me or texted me a question that I didn't answer in this, just repost it here so I can make sure I get all the questions. Again, my phone number and my email address are on the Boy Meets Baylor website, so you can check that out. I don't do Twitter, but I would love to answer your messages on Facebook. And guys, this week is the week. Some of you have already moved in. I'm seeing the whatever tomorrow. I'm seeing the dough in 2 days. It's okay if you don't know what that is. And I'm seeing hopefully all of you in 3 days. On Thursday, I will have a time completely set aside just so that I can have even just for a moment the chance to actually meet you guys in person, shake your hand, give you a hug, high five, chest bump, I don't really know, and figure out exactly all the cool stuff that we'll get to do together this year. So I really appreciate all of you guys supporting me through all of this. If you like this video, just share it because I want to make sure that people know that I am here for them and would love to answer their questions. So that's all. This is my first ever Ask Me Anything video, and you guys rock. So, Sick 'em Bears, and I will catch you next time.